Oh, that sounds like shit.
Oh, I can't do it as long today. I'm dealing with some head congestion shit in here, and so I got a runny nose. I'm a little stopped up. My voice don't sound right, and I'm living off of pseudoephedrine and White Claw Surge.
That's the best way to live. Hey, everybody, welcome to Bass and Brews. Hey, today, whatever fucking time you're listening to it, this episode I have been dreaming of this episode. It's got to be what, Paul, like a year and a half?
I don't know if it's been that long. You started calling it out probably 6 months ago.
6
where
months
you
I was way
announced
off.
every single episode.
Yeah.
You're like, if anybody knows a Bigfoot expert, we would like to have them on. And it's finally happening tonight. We have a true life Bigfoot adventurist hunter. I don't know. We're going to find out if Bigfoot hunter is a derogatory term or not tonight. But we do. We got a real life Bigfoot expert coming in to talk to us about big feats.
I'm so fucking excited. Before we get to Mike, though, remember, sign up for the Patreon. We're going to be starting up Last Call with Alex and Paul here shortly. Again, you're not going to lose anything from the main podcast, but you will get an exclusive once-a-month live show with me and Paul. It'd be great to just kind of, keep the lights on. We're still going to fucking pay for it, but it'd be cool to, like, maybe have, like, some of my bourbon covered. And also remember to hit me up on TikTok or Instagram, or if you have my cell phone number, hit me up if you want to be part of the Bass and Brews Discord channel. It's a good time. It's just an extension of this show where a bunch of brewskis can come together and act weird. Again, me and Paul aren't adding a lot to that. That's for you brewskis to go be your feral selves at. So with that said, I waited right until he was trying to...
Bluetooth connected.
Dude, Mike's gonna be a staple. I've already figured it out. He's got the Bass and Brews formula figured out. He's like,
Chaos.
I'm here.
All right, we've got.
Oh, man down.
Oh, if you guys aren't watching,
I'm not even gonna try it. I'm just.
He was all set up, and then the camera went wide.
I'll tell you what, I expected more from a Bigfoot researcher that's videotaping shit all the time than what just happened. I mean, golly.
All right, so we've got Mike here. He's from the channel In the Shadow of Big Red Eye, and he is a 100% bona fide Bigfoot hunter. Well, maybe not hunter. Bigfoot. I don't know.
What
Mike,
are you,
what do
Mike?
you like to be
you
called?
tell us
what
you
are your pronouns when it comes? Is it hunter or is it?
Well, a lot of people do call us hunter. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if when I fell that disconnected stuff, but a lot of people call us hunters. But we don't go. At least I don't. Some people do, but I don't go out with like a gun trying to kill one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
So hunter's probably not the most accurate terminology. I like to be called like a researcher or like an investigator type of thing. Yeah.
Well, there it is, folks. We've got a real fucking Bigfoot investigator on the fucking show. I've been asking for it. It's happening. Cheers, boys. This is going to be fucking kooky. I can't wait. So I mean, groundwork before we even get started. Obviously, Mike, you're a believer. Otherwise, you wouldn't be an investigator. Well, I mean, I guess there's some, but let's do some housekeeping here. Paul, do you believe in fucking Bigfoot?
I believe that there was big feet at one time on this earth.
Bigfoot.
I am a skeptic. Right now, I'm a skeptic that Bigfoot is roaming the Americas right now as a living creature. I'm not saying I don't believe. I am a skeptic, though. How about you, Alex?
So I'm really fucking mad because I thought Paul would be like, yeah, fuck that bullshit. There ain't no fucking Bigfoot. No, I'm basically like Paul. I think I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. So I heard about Bigfoot.
Northwest.
I know, that's almost how I'm out. And I grew up learning and kind of being told stories of Bigfoot. So I don't know if Bigfoot's still out there. So I'm kind of a skeptic, but I do think there is Bigfoot, or I don't know. I'm totally in the middle, ready to be a sponge on this. So
Alex is really scared though, because he would only come up to Bigfoot's ankles if he ever.
No, dude, I love Bigfoot. One, and I think maybe somebody else, actually Joe said this, but like as a kid, I saw Harry and the Hendersons, and I was like, Bigfoot's my fucking homie. This is cool as shit. And I was like, I want a Bigfoot. And I remember as a kid trying to catch a baby Bigfoot. I didn't catch anything but a raccoon. So, yeah. All right. So, Mike, before we go, so you are a Bigfoot investigator. You believe in Bigfoot. What about other cryptids? Do you believe in them as well, or are you just centric to Bigfoot?
I've been investigating Bigfoot and been out in the woods a lot, especially the past couple of years. I went camping. I think it was 129 nights just last year.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I would think I would have a good chance at running across these other cryptids if they were out there. So far, I haven't had that run-in with say Dogman, Mothman. I go camping in the Jersey Pine Barrens all the time, looking for the Jersey Devil. Never came across a Jersey Devil type thing. So it's not to say that they're not out there, but my focus is definitely on the Bigfoot Sasquatch type creature.
I got you. So one, I got 2 points. One, I live in the Pine Barrens. If you need a spot, I know where you can find the Jersey Devil. It's this Wawa down the street. There's this crackhead. He is completely out of his mind, and what he'll do is he'll hiss at you when you come by, and so we call him the Jersey Devil. But two would be, so like those, I was having one, Mike, this is a big deal, not just for me and not just my household, but my whole fucking family that you're here. I have questions from the Castongway household about Bigfoot. I cannot wait. But they wanted to know, so like cryptid, would that be, so like I would put the Jersey Devil into like a mythical realm, maybe not like is there a clear definition of like what a cryptid is compared to, so like is a skinwalker or a Wendigo, are those cryptids or are those like a mythical folklore creature?
It really depends on what your definition of a cryptid is. I believe the definition of a cryptid is an animal that has yet to be discovered by science. Okay. And they have to have some things behind it, like has it been seen again and again? Has it? What do the witnesses see? Is there just one, or the witnesses from all over the country type of thing to prove that there's an active species type of thing? And a lot of these cryptids don't, except for Bigfoot, don't really fall into these categories. Like the Wendigo type thing, that's a really cool thing. I wouldn't want to come across that in the woods when I'm out there. That's a negative. Skinwalkers, same thing. Nope. Thankfully, they're not in the areas that I go into. Right. They're not supposedly anyway. So I'm kind of safe on that with that bet. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on like what you want to call a cryptid, I suppose. Some people call like my favorite cryptid, if you will. It's not really a cryptid though. It's more of an extinct species. Is the Tasmanian tiger. I love that. I would love to go to Tasmania and investigate that. That'd be like my favorite thing, but I digress.
Well, let's back up. Sorry, again, I'm drawing everything.
Way to go,
I can't
fat
have
foot.
thought. Let's back up a second. Tell us the journey that got you to where you are now into finding Bigfoot.
Okay. All right. So, I was living in Florida. I was working at a beach resort in Sarasota, Florida, which was like the best job that I've ever had, right? And because like my boss would be like, hey, I want you to lock the door. Like I was the only person working at the evening. I want you to lock up and go have a drink on the beach with the guests of the hotel. And I was like, you don't got to tell me twice, you know? Yeah. So best watch the sunset with the guests. So anyways, I was doing that and I was watching Finding Bigfoot on TV, right?
Right.
Have you seen Finding Bigfoot?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a show. They go out, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a show. They go out where they investigate, they talk to witnesses and they do night hikes trying to find this Bigfoot creature type thing. Anyways, I was watching it and at the end I had no interest in Bigfoot. It was the only thing on TV. I'd never been camping before, never been outside. I was always an indoor kid growing up, like video games, movies, TV, you know? So, when they said at the end of the program, you, can come out with us, I kind of chuckled and was like, this is like the coolest thing ever.
Right.
So I'm like, why the fuck am I not going to go out with these guys? Yeah. So I was engaged at the time. right? And I signed up that night. I did not tell my fiance what we were doing. This was going to be a pre-wedding surprise type thing,
Sure.
right?
Did you sign her up too, or just you?
I got 2 tickets.
All right,
I'm not going by myself to this thing. No way. I'm not that crazy. I'm bringing her along for the ride if I'm going down like that. But anyways, so I didn't have a tent or a sleeping bag or anything. So like I had to like get all my, like they require you to have all this gear, like a headlamp with red on it and stuff like this. So I had to get all this like list of gear that they had. Oh, and this was not a cheap trip. This was like a very, very expensive trip for 3 nights. It was very expensive. But anyways,
what year is
this?
What year is this?
2011.
Okay. Hey, Paul, we covered that when you took your bathroom break and didn't wash your dirty fucking hands yet again.
Sanitizer, and the best thing for when you're feeling sick is to drink a lot of water. So I drank a lot of water in addition to the White Claw Surges, so I might have to tinkle quite a few times tonight.
All right, 2011, Mike.
Yeah. So anyways, for some odd reason, my fiance was like, she decided to clean the house, right? And never had done that before, totally new to me. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? So she finds this stuff and she's like, Mike, what are we doing? And I'm like, hun, we are going to North Florida to look for Bigfoot.
Fuck yeah.
Where in North Florida? Because I'm sure I missed that.
No, this is in Torreya State Park, which is up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, Apalachicola area.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I fought fire there.
Cool, very cool. Yeah. So anyways, then we broke up shortly after that. So there was that. Yeah.
She was not the one for you, obviously.
She didn't want to go look for Bigfoot, so not the thing. Oh, for those of you watching, I just got back from Florida. If anybody's watching what I have on my hands here, it's calamine lotion because I got poison ivy all over my arms.
That'll happen.
That's fun. Yeah.
Paul just got some poison ivy on his balls.
Oh,
he's got it up on his arm, and it's on his testicles.
Hey, real quick, get rid of the calamine lotion. Go and buy some Zanfel tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I'm switching up between Zanfel and calamine. That's the
Zanfel
best thing to do,
is the shit for any
Yeah,
poison and chiggers.
Shout out to Zanfel and chiggers too.
Yes, it works great for chiggers and anything that itches.
Also,
like them on
a
as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. Our publication. Anyway, yeah, we should because I'm highly
he's
allergic.
saying for him.
Oh yeah,
he should get a sponsor.
Yeah,
you should.
No. We're trying to lock in Astroglide.
Yeah, we're working on Astroglide.
Astroglide.
Mike's laughing. We're not joking. We're gonna be the first fishing podcast sponsored by Sex Lube. But anyways, we digress.
All right, so y'all broke up.
Go to the tour or this camping trip.
So
we go.
Broke up. Yeah, broke up. Like I said, I was beach resort in Sarasota. Quit the job. Moved up to Tampa. I'm an EMT by trade, so I got a job working on the ambulance for the city of Tampa, which was like the worst job. I quickly went from the best job to the worst job that I've ever had before, and my life just was like a whirlwind downward spiral at that point. But anyways, so yeah, the trip came out, non-refundable tickets. Found out, called the guys. I'm like, hey, something happened. Can't go to this thing, obviously. And they're like, well, you can come to a different one. And I'm like, I don't want to go to any of them. I just don't. I just want my money back. And they're like, well, we can't do that. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go to this one. I'm not going to go alone. They wouldn't give me so anyways, I had 3 partners on the ambulance, right? And I picked the weirdest partner. That was my thing, because I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Jimmy,
you gotta pick the weird one.
I got a question for you, man. Like, this may be out of left field, but, and this is like 2 weeks after working with this guy, so he barely knows me. And so I say, Jimmy, I got to go camping in North Florida for 3 nights and look for Bigfoot. Do you want to come with me? And he said, my best friend to this day, he said, yes, I've always wanted to do that. I said, fuck yeah. Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
So you realize at this point in time that he wasn't the only weird one. You were the other weird motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess that classified me then as weird. I didn't
everybody
think of it that
in the
way.
company was like, once you guys became friends, they were like, holy
They're
shit.
They're like, oh,
Two
there's
weirdos.
another one of them. They got
the
another
two
one.
weird
Yeah.
guys are friends. Holy shit.
Let's put the weird ones on the ambulance together and see what happens. That'll be great. Yeah. Yeah, see what kind of Bigfoot stories they get themselves into. When we used to be partners, we used to like start like rub sticks and try to start fires together on the ambulance and stuff like that. I mean, we used to like
that's
on
fun.
the ambulance.
We would put our fishing stuff in the ambulance, and I don't work for the company anymore, so I really don't care. And when we're not on an ambulance call, obviously, we would go down the Hillsborough River and see what we could catch. I mean, why not, right?
Listen, I just listened to, all right, so people know that I don't listen to a lot of fishing podcasts because most of them suck. There's a couple really good ones, including Bass and Brews. But no, so I listen to Last Podcast on the Left all the time, right? That's like my go-to jam for podcasts. And they were talking about necrophilia, right? And they were saying that EMTs have the highest group of necrophiliacs compared to any other profession. So
I believe it.
With that being said, it's great that you got into Bigfoot and fishing instead of the other shit you could have done. Because honestly, you could have been either like knee deep in the woods or knee deep in a corpse. And I'm really happy that you picked the first one.
Yeah, well, that's true, I guess. Anyways,
hold on, we're gonna derail the whole podcast. Hey, Mike, how many
now it's starting to go off the rails now. I don't know.
How many necrophiliacs have you met in the EMT field?
Yeah, gotta be a few. There's a couple weird ones. There's a couple weird people that I've met in the EMS field.
I really wanted to do that job.
You got it. I don't. Hell no. You never.
No. Like I had an infatuation as a like a 16, 17-year-old. I had an infatuation with that job because that movie with Nick Cage came out. Shit, what is that called?
Con Air.
No, not that one. Shit.
I forget
Anyways,
the name of it.
he was just
Saving
like a strung
Arizona.
out. No, he was like a strung out fucking EMT rig driver, right? And I was just like, oh, these guys are in the middle of the night. They're saving lives. They're doing coke. Like, this is fucking awesome.
The best Amber Lamps movie ever was Mother and Jugs with Bill Cosby.
What?
What is it? Mother, Jugs, and Speed.
What? Mother, Jugs, and Speed.
Y'all never saw? Yeah, it's Bill Cosby starred as like the 70s or 80s. They were ambulance people, and anyway, you'd have to watch the movie. It's old now. I mean,
the Nick Cage movie, and I had it in my head, but I didn't want to say it because I was like, fuck, they're gonna link that to like necrophilia if I'm wrong. But it was called Bringing Out Your Dead. And he just plays like a super spaced out, like coked out. It was a bad story, but I was like, I'm gonna be an EMT driver. And then I remember I did.
Okay, back to Bigfoot.
Hold on, real quick. Fast forward like 5 years. I rode a rig in Philly, so I was like, maybe this is what I'll do when I get out, right? And no, absolutely fucking not. There's so much human feces. That's not for me. A lot of poop. Yeah. Anyways, back to Bigfoot. I mean, there's gonna be Bigfoot poop talk later, but yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. So anyways, Jimmy, where were we? We're going up to
You and Jimmy were going on your 3-night trip. He accepted your invitation.
Going up to North Florida, we get up there and there's like 60 other people there.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, how in the hell are we gonna find Bigfoot with 60 other people here? This is
like
ridiculous.
a Boy Scout camp out.
Yeah. So I was like, I told Jimmy, I'm like, Jimmy, we're gonna camp far away from these people because these people are gonna be fucking weird. You know what I mean? So we camp like 60 yards away from these people, and we have our own little fire rings and stuff set up, and we do we go on night hikes and day hikes and stuff and meet witnesses, researchers, really cool stuff, but we don't come across anything Bigfoot related. Nothing at all. We found a Florida panther footprint, which was really cool.
Fucking bad.
It is, especially up north. That is super cool up north.
At the time, there were only like 25 of them left in the wild back in 2011. So that's really neat. Yeah. But anyways, nothing squatchy until the last night, right? we were sitting there watching a meteor shower. There was a beautiful meteor shower, and we lived in the city of Tampa, so like we couldn't see like the night sky anymore. So like being up in Torreya, you have nothing up there. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So we were watching the meteor shower. It was beautiful. And anyway, all of a sudden we hear bam, a tree knock, and we both kind of perk up because that's like a Bigfoot thing. And you know, I was like, okay, anything could knock on a tree, right? This could be whatever. Didn't think too much about it. And then about 2 minutes later, bam, from the other direction, another tree knock. So this got me thinking immediately. It was the people that put on the expedition. They're
100%. 100%.
You know, that's what I think any logical person would probably go to. I'm not saying I'm logical by any means, but I'm just saying that's probably what people would think is if you're, you know, you paid money to go on a Bigfoot expedition, no activity happened. It's the last night. You know, makes sense. So about 15 minutes goes by, and you all of a sudden you hear come crashing down from the pine tree forest a fist-sized rock, right? So like what can throw rocks, right?
Right. Like people. Yeah.
People and monkeys.
People could throw rocks, monkeys, and what else? What do I do?
Big feet.
Bigfoot. Yeah. So 3 things: monkeys, people, Bigfoot. If there was a relic population of monkeys out in the North Florida wilderness, I think we would know about them.
Sure.
Person definitely could be Bigfoot. That's what we're out there looking for. So anyways, the rock comes down, and I say, absolutely fucking not. This is like a horror movie. This is how horror movies start. I am out of here. Right. So I grabbed my tent and my sleeping bag. Jimmy's like, well, if you want to sleep in the car, you know, you're more than welcome. But I was just beeline. I mean, he couldn't. I was like
Mike
racer,
ain't getting killed first.
Boom.
He's not getting killed first in a horror movie.
Mike was dragging his fucking pitch tent through the Florida woods back to the car.
You're right. You're absolutely
why you
right.
wouldn't have left
exactly
that with all his clothes and shit in it, and his beer spilling all in his tent, getting caught up in the damn palm fronds.
Hold on,
you just giving me.
You
like,
just hit
PTSD
such a good
thoughts.
movie idea, though. A great movie idea. It's a slasher flick, right? People go out on a Bigfoot hunt and they think it's some dude spooking them, and then fucking some dude comes out and just fucking murders them one by one
with a hatchet.
That's
a terrible movie idea, Alex, because that's a fucking one. Jason. It's Friday the 13th, and that movie's already been done like 8 times. So that's a terrible fucking movie idea.
But not with Bigfoot. You come to find out
you just
that
said a person.
No, you come to find out. You come to find out that it's a person, but he's dressed as Bigfoot.
Oh,
yeah. No, it's bad. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Okay, Mike, take it away.
So let's see.
So
you ran away scared.
Yeah, I'm in the car. Jimmy comes in and he's like, Mike, you know, this is why we're here. Bigfoot's knock on trees and they throw rocks. Like, this could be Squatchy, right?
Wait. Like, Jason or Jimmy knew all this beforehand?
Yeah, well, we all kind of knew that's what Bigfoot did.
Okay.
That was
where's the rest of your people? Are they hearing this?
They're all sleeping. This is like 3 in the morning. They're all sleeping.
Gotcha.
And we had this orienteering class at the very beginning of what to listen for and what to look for, so we all knew, you know. So anyways, I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right, Jimmy. So I migrated back out by the campfire, and over the course of the next 15 minutes, 4 more of these fist-sized rocks. I swear to God, crashing down, right? So my buddy Jimmy, I love him to death. Still my best friend to this day. He's like a paramedic now, one of the smartest paramedics that I know, right? But he is not the brightest bulb in the box. Okay, so
that's not what I want to hear from a paramedic.
Well, I mean,
no, he's good at that, but nothing else.
He's good at that, but when you get him like book smart, gotcha, street smart. He comes up, he's like, Mike, I got an idea. I'm gonna throw a rock back at it.
Fuck yeah, throw that rock back.
I was gonna ask you that question. Did y'all throw some shit back at that bastard?
So I was like, Jimmy, man, I really don't think it's a good idea. Like, we're either going to catch a charge because we're going to hurt somebody, or we're going to piss a Bigfoot off, right?
Yeah.
That's like
It's
a
a
lose-lose.
Yeah.
There's no win coming out of this.
I don't know
We
if
just-
y'all were to hit the Bigfoot, knock that bitch out, and be able to go over to it, start giving it, EMT treatment and
EMT
revive
work.
it, and get a
Yeah.
picture of a knocked out Bigfoot. I think that would be a pretty good damn win for Bigfoot research.
I think that's a
We
lot of
could
risk.
even
though.
go one step further and take blood and stuff, right? Because we
Right.
could
Semen?
do EMT work. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I wasn't going to go there, but if we wanted to do that, yeah, I suppose.
Hey, welcome to Bass
suppose
and Brews.
I suppose Jimmy would be up for that. Yeah.
Yeah. wait, hold on.
Hey,
Hold
get,
on.
get the
Hold on.
Astroglide. We need blood
Exactly.
and semen
Yeah.
samples.
Yeah. I was going to say, did you
I'm
guys have
dreaming
that?
up this scenario. I'm dreaming up this scenario. It's Monday morning press conference, right? It's got you've got all these pictures, you've got these blood samples, and then Jimmy goes, also, we have some semen samples.
Holds up
He
an
breaks
empty
out-
beer
he
can
breaks out
full of.
no, he breaks out a cup like this big.
Exactly. And the reporters are like, oh my God, that's. And then there's one guy who's like, how the fuck did you get that? And it's,
And it's
Astroglide.
crickets. Just crickets. And then your
Jimmy
Astroglide
catches
commercial
a-
comes on.
No, Jimmy catches a charge for stimulating the Bigfoot when it was knocked out. It couldn't give consent, and that was the end of Jimmy.
And now we're back to paramedics being necrophiliacs, and
Exactly.
boom,
And
full
then,
circle.
yeah, he's like, listen, at least I didn't F his dead body. I don't know why I said F there. Like, I feel like saying fuck a dead body is gross. So then I censored myself to say F. But to be true to myself, like, yeah, he fucked that dead body. Anyways, Jimmy.
I'm a little disturbed by all this necrophiliac talk by you on a Bigfoot podcast.
It's
Just all right. Back to
All right.
Bigfoot.
hold on, no, because I went back, right? So I'm trying to I
Oh
was trying
my
to prepare.
God.
I never prepare for episodes, right? But like this is a goal for the last 6 months, right? So I went and dug through a lot of podcasts about Bigfoot, and I'm trying to ask questions that haven't been asked yet.
Yeah. Okay,
And
great.
but then somehow I got on it's Last Podcast on the Left. That's like my favorite. And I was like, all right, well, let me switch to this for like a palate cleanser. Mind you, this is actually Tuesday at work. I was like, let me get a palate cleanser. And somehow I went to the necrophilia episode, and that was my palate cleanser from Bigfoot. But yeah, if you guys don't
Okay,
listen to
back to
Last
Bigfoot.
Podcast on the Left, it's amazing.
Wow. So anyways,
Wow. Hey, Mike, I do this shit with him every week, and I'm so dumbfounded I can't even say wow.
It's so
We'll have
good.
to mute
And
him.
that's
if
that's
he gets
impressive.
this
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, you guys together are like oil and water, but you work so well. It's
Well,
like,
At least
yeah.
you
it's
said
magnificent.
water correctly. As somebody else who lives in New Jersey, I'm fucking done with wooder. My kid is saying wooder now, and I'm like, listen, Daddy didn't grow up in South Jersey. We say all the fucking letters and we don't add new ones. Can you just say it properly?
Hey, Mike, how do you say the word OIL?
Oil.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
No.
How do you say the word SALMON?
Oh. Salmon.
That's the correct way.
salmon.
This fucking dipshit.
Whoa.
says- oh, you
Whoa.
fucked it up by dropping
got
him
a-
out.
No, I didn't do that. I think you got a
I
text
did.
or a call.
Oh,
Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's back. All right, so let's get back to you and Jimmy. You got the rocks thrown at us. Jimmy said, "Let's throw a rock back." You're telling Jimmy that's a terrible fucking idea.
Yep.
Go.
Throws the rock.
he does throw the rock.
Throws the rock. Serious as a heart attack. A laptop-sized 15-pound boulder comes crashing down, lands 5 feet
What
from
the
us.
fuck?
Swear to God. Swear to God. So that was it. We didn't
Yeah.
get any sleep that night. You know,
No.
there
In the
was
car?
no-
Did y'all sleep
Yeah.
in the car?
No,
Okay.
I did. Yes, I did. I was in the car. Jimmy was not. But
he roughed it out still.
He did. I think he was a little intoxicated at that point too. So
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Oh yes.
But anyways, yeah. So the next day we got up and we started asking around, like, hey, did anybody else have any activity? You know, because we got some activity last night and nobody had any activity or whatever. So we then went and did like kind of like a recreation type thing. Like let's see how far away this thing was to us.
Mm-hmm.
And the closest this thing was could have been like 75 yards away. So I don't know.
That's insane. Yeah.
So it was the Tom Brady of fucking Bigfoot then.
I mean, that would have been
rocks
easy,
that
right?
far.
Because they're supposed to be big, right? Like Mike, give us kind of a scale. Like, how big is Bigfoot actually supposed to be?
7 to 8 feet, anywhere from 600 to 800 pounds, give or take, is an average adult Bigfoot.
All right. So 7 to 8 feet. So it's a 7 foot,
100 pounds a foot.
100 pounds a foot,
Yeah.
right? That's fucking
Yeah.
fat. Like Bigfoot's fat.
It's muscle. I think it's all muscle.
That makes sense because
fat
there's
weigh
like,
the same thing.
but there's like 7-foot basketball players, right? But like they're not weighing 700 pounds,
True. That's true.
right? Like that's a huge difference.
But one's a person, one's a Bigfoot, Alex. You can't compare them.
I would compare Bigfoot to more when you're talking about physical attributes, maybe like a gorilla, or if you wanted to say something around closer by to here, like a bear.
Okay.
Can bear throw rocks?
No.
But they can throw them goddamn hands.
Yeah, they
All
can.
right, all right, before we get too far, I feel like we're getting to know Mike. We're getting to know this story. It's great. I feel like we're all a little more tense though, and we need to loosen up a little bit. And
that'll loosen anybody up.
Yes, it will. So normally, we play this, Mike. We play this really immature game on the show, right? And last episode, Ramon Outdoors, I think, recoined it the best way, right? So we're gonna play a game, and it's called Bed, Wed, or Behead. That's your nice take on marry, fuck, or kill. Do you remember this game as a child?
Yeah.
So
Bed, wed,
or
behead.
behead.
Forget that.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Marry, fuck,
Got
kill, right? So normally we have a certain set of questions, but I feel like I already know what your answer is going to be. So I set up, you know what? Never mind. We're going to go with it.
I was about to say, you can't change this up because I don't even know that.
I know. It was a setup, you dipshit. You
Just
ruined the whole
answer
transition.
Why are you so talkative? Why are you so wordy tonight?
Because
you got so much.
so
You're saying so many words and not accomplishing any sentences.
Yeah, but you take up so much space and all you accomplish is being fat.
Whoa.
Hey, I can lose weight. You can't ever get taller.
That's fucking true.
Short
You're
stick.
absolutely right. Mike's like, what did I walk into? Anyways, your options are.
I said that a long time ago, sir.
We've only been going 30 minutes.
I know. He's like, fuck. Your options are you need to bed one, wed one, or behead one. And it's Bigfoot, the Loch Ness, or aliens.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, you gotta, I mean, the way that you're going to get the physical evidence that we are all looking for.
Yes.
And I think you know where I'm going with this is we gotta lay down in the bed with Sasquatch.
So
I love
this
it.
is what you're going to lay down with. This is what you're going to lay down with. Solid. Yep.
That's sassy Squatch right there. Yeah, absolutely.
Just so the audio listeners, it's that famous photo of Paul as a sassy Squatch. All right, so now you've got wed and behead.
Okay. Behead the Loch Ness monster, even though that's a cool thing. I don't even know, they just did this big huge eDNA study. Are you guys familiar with eDNA? One's like yes, one's like no. eDNA is like this. It's cool. They actually use it in lakes and ponds and stuff too. What they do is they take water samples and they run it through DNA machines somehow, and they're able to tell what kind of species lived or walked through that pond or water, stuff like that. So they did this with Loch Ness out in wherever, and they unfortunately didn't get any unknown DNA back. So that was a shame. So Behead, Loch Ness, let's get him out of there. And aliens, I mean,
you're gonna marry him? You're gonna marry aliens?
hey, listen, you got to think about what people say that they could do. Imagine, I mean, I don't want to go there, but it's
Hey, we've all
possible.
seen Coneheads, and they had some really good sex in that movie.
It could be a long-term thing. You never know.
You're on the rare occasion for somebody to pick, and I wouldn't expect less of you to pick betting Bigfoot, right? Most
Yeah.
people are scared of the hair, but Mike is not. He is not scared of the hair. He's ready to dive
Welcome to
in.
the jungle. It's
Hey,
fun.
do we know the sexual exploitations of Bigfoot, like how they like to bed each other down? Like, is there a Bigfoot style, like doggy
Ooh.
style? I mean, is there a certain way that they have sexual relations?
We are
Welcome
just
to
coming up
Bass
with
and Brews.
questions that have never
this
been asked before. I think this is interesting.
Well, we're asking the important questions. I
Yeah.
mean, these are the
It's
ones that
true.
we learn
It's-
about Bigfoot. How do they reproduce? Like, are they intimate, or is it just, bang bang wham wham make a
Yeah, I'm
baby?
about to say, is it a mother father kind of structure, or is it a male comes in, bangs out as many females, and then bounces back out like a bear, right? So if we're gonna kind of describe him as a bear, like bears will come in, they'll do their business and run, or
That's
do
true.
they have
I
a
think-
family unit?
I think they have like family groups. Some people call them clans. I don't like that group or that name, but I call them like family groups. And it's interesting. New Jersey, if you want to take New Jersey for an example, I think has 2 family groups. So I think there's like actually 9 to 12 Bigfoot that live in the state of New Jersey.
Where did you get the numbers for that? Because I've heard that on another podcast.
Yeah, go with me on this one. Is because sightings. So there's sightings of red group of Bigfoot that come, say, X time every third
What do you mean red?
year.
Like they have red fur?
Like red hair.
Okay.
Yeah, reddish color, auburn hair.
So they crazy as fuck.
So
They
yeah, they're the
love
ones
Guinness and potatoes.
they're the ones I would hope to bed down with. But anyways,
as he looks
So
over
they're the day walkers of Big B.
so they come
Irish descent.
about a month before the black hair Bigfoot, right?
Okay.
And in the family, in the witnesses, what people see is they see different sizes of Bigfoot. So they see like a tall, 8 foot tall Bigfoot, red hair Bigfoot. I know it's like group A that's coming about a month before. So in about a month's time, another group of Bigfoot is going to be coming through that area, and that's where I'm going to be focusing my research.
Okay. All right. So there's 2 groups of Bigfoot in the Jersey area. You kind of got a time frame. How come we do not have any trail cam footage, or maybe you do? I don't know. I've not seen it, but how have we not? We have them dialed into a certain area, certain time of the year. Why do we not have footage yet? Or do we have footage and we haven't seen it?
Well, the one that was taken out in Jacob's Creek in Pennsylvania, is a very famous one, and that's with possible Bigfoot, or some people say it's a bear with mange, kind of laying over, picking up something from the base of this tree. That to me, if you put up, I have it on my computer. It's the exact same as a chimpanzee bending over. So that would rule out bear for me. And actually, I think that's a clear picture of Bigfoot, a clear trail camera picture of Bigfoot. One of the only ones.
Do you have that? Oh, it's on your computer. You're not on your computer. Can you send me that picture real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Like why we chit chat?
Yeah,
I just want to pop it up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my question would be, because you said like a bear, but with mange, right? But there has been wasting. There has been a wasting disease moving through northern New Jersey, right? And it's affected some of the deer. I don't see why that couldn't cross over to the bear.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It definitely could. Let me send you that real quick. But yeah, totally. Yeah, where do you want me to send it?
Just send it in the text. I'll move it around. But
he can't text his on his phone, Alex. Send it via email.
Oh yeah, via email. The email that I sent your the invite link to. I don't want to put that online because These brewskis, that'd be a whole bunch of dick pics.
Oh boy. So yeah, I mean, it definitely could be a thing that is going around. So let me just, I'm gonna move you real quick here.
No, you're
So
good.
one photo is a bear with mange.
Okay.
That's the first one that I'm sending you right now. If you want to throw that guy up there so everybody could see what a bear with mange actually looks like.
Y'all need to get some Happy Jack's mange killer for them bears.
Well, I don't know if like wasting actually affects bears or not, but
I don't know if it does either. Whoops.
Yeah, I know it affects deer, right? Where you get these like zombie fucking deer, but really they have this like wasting disease.
And then I'm gonna send you
there we go. Well, I'm getting all the hot pics, boys. You guys are really that is not a bear.
Watch this one.
That is not a bear, is it?
That's a bear. That's a bear.
The fuck out of here. All right. Hold on. I'm instantly pulling back my claim. Just looking at the bear, that bitch looks like Bigfoot or some weird shit. Like that is a lot.
Okay. And then the other one I sent you is the Jacob's photo compared to a chimpanzee, which is really
back to their
cool.
Sexual positions. Do we know if is there a Bigfoot style sexual position that we should start incorporating into our love lives, or do we not know that about them?
I think we are going to have to change the Satra after we find that out. That's a good point. I think they might have their own way of doing it. I don't know.
I mean,
with me
7,
really,
8 foot tall, you can do you can put a lot of legs in a lot of places.
All right. Have you heard of, as I'm loading this up, and we're definitely going to cover these photos. I'm trying to multitask here. There was a guy back in the day. It is.
That's what she said.
There's a guy back in the day. His name was Peter Kane. Do you know who I'm talking about?
It sounds very familiar. I'm not.
So Peter Kane got famous because he put out a bunch of YouTube videos that he was assaulted in an inappropriate manner by a female Bigfoot.
Oh,
lucky.
Yeah, I knew it, Paul. I knew you were going to say lucky. But he said that a female Bigfoot cornered him and had her way with him.
Right.
So
yeah,
there's more to that story, but like just off that basis with your investigations, do you think that's something that could ever fucking happen, to be honest?
No. I think that there's a fine line when it comes to Bigfoot and delusional impairment.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize that they could cross this line. Like, have you ever seen some of these pictures of Bigfoot with all the 100 red circles that point out like this is where Bigfoot is? And they take a photo and they circle a million things. And they're like, there's 37 Bigfoots in this photo. It's like, no, there's not.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not how we do research here, people. But I digress.
No, that's perfect. I'm glad that you passed the weirdo because I had a whole separate line of questioning. If you were like, that dude probably got raped by a female Bigfoot. I had a whole other line of questioning. And at the end of it, it was going to be calling 911 to your house. All right, let's go back to this real quick. If you guys aren't watching, that's your fault. You know where to find us on YouTube. So this is the bear with mange. All right, so Paul, look at this thing. Like, this is not what I thought I was going to see.
Well, I mean, the bear is missing most of its hair on its face, so that's the reason why you think it looks like something else. If it would have had the hair on its face, you would say, "Oh yeah, that's a bear."
Yeah.
But no,
this is not.
That's obviously a bear because of the ears and the feet.
I can see how
tail.
something like this looks like motherfucking Bigfoot. Like it does.
No, to me, this looks like what somebody would misinterpret as
chupacabra.
The chupacabra.
The chupacabra. Well, kind of. Yeah, chupacabra is smaller though, right? You got to remember that thing. Yeah. So that's
we don't have scale on that picture though. So I mean, that's a black bear. So that black bear in Pennsylvania is probably somewhere between 200 and 300 pounds. I mean, that's not a huge animal.
like chupacabra, I think could be real as well, right? And I think that
Me too.
that
Yeah.
one's is tough because it is a smaller cryptid. It's not like
It's in
Bigfoot's
the-
giant. It's
Well, it's
big,
also
right?
down
Like,
in it's also down in areas that are way less inhabited than the Americas and way less harder terrain to get into. But we're not here to talk about chupacabras.
no, but we are because that goes on the other one. Because all right, hold on. So let's say on Joe's podcast, Cut and Retie, you talked about how there's tons of sightings in New Jersey, right? And there's a lot of sightings because there is a lot of people.
Mhm.
And I kind of correlated that with when you've got areas like Alaska, Oregon, British Columbia, Washington, up through the Yukon, all of that,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
not a lot of people. So who's not to say that there's not a larger population of Bigfoot on that side, right? Just
Yeah,
because we don't have
100%.
the sightings doesn't mean it's not real. And actually, I would kind of counter that it's more likely they're over there, right, than over here.
Yeah.
Hey, show us the other picture. While Mike talks.
There's historically not a lot of sightings in Alaska, and it's shocking because it's a perfect terrain for Bigfoot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but there's, as you said, there's just not a ton of people up there.
Well,
So
there's
you
less
gotta-
people, and then there could be a cultural of, again, a lot of those people up there, the
They don't
Native
wanna talk about
Americans,
Bigfoot.
they don't talk about it, right? So you don't talk about entities.
Mhm.
You don't talk about skinwalkers. You don't talk about Wendigos. You don't talk
Yeah.
about Bigfoot, right? Because if it's real, the more you talk about it, the more real it becomes. So they don't do it, like, at
Hey,
all.
All right,
Hold
Mike.
Hold on, Paul. Let's go
Okay.
to this one at fully. So this is the one that he sent us. So Mike, on the left is a chimpanzee with no, like a Photoshop no head, I'm guessing.
No, that's just a chimpanzee that's leaning over in a zoo
What's
in London,
this?
I believe.
What's this
On
black
the
part
right,
at the top? Is
I
that
don't
just a
know what you're
smudge?
pointing to.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
His head's kind of like leaned over.
It's down. I gotcha. So this
Yeah.
other one on the right, what is that?
That is the Jacobs photo. It's a creature from
Okay.
the Allegheny National Forest region in
Fuck me, dude.
Pennsylvania
Yeah.
that looks shockingly similar to the chimpanzee.
So the Jacobs one though, that's pretty small in comparison,
It
right?
is. It would be like a juvenile Bigfoot. Yeah.
Okay.
But seeing those two pictures, what does that more closely resemble? A chimpanzee or a bear with mange?
A chimpanzee. Yeah.
For sure, no question
Yep.
about it, right? So you got to think like, what's a chimpanzee doing on a trail cam in the Allegheny National Forest?
I'm gonna put that one back up again. Let me see. Or again, I know a guy. This could be the Jersey Devil, and by that it's that crackhead down the street. He just didn't shave his back. No, you're absolutely right. That's kind of weird.
See, as
Yeah.
a true skeptic, I have the two explanations I have for the Jacobs photo is with photography. It's hard, right? Because we don't know the scale of that photo. We don't,
Yeah,
and I'm
correct.
sure if they took that, they went and did some scales because you do have the big tree behind it, so you can scale it out. As somebody that, let's say I'm a hunter and I got a trail cam out and I see that, I'm thinking, damn, that's that right off the top of my head, I'm like, that's probably a bear. No, in the back of my head, I'm like, that might not be a bear. But as somebody that has been out the woods and done stuff and seen a bunch of animals, like I'm going to go straight to that's probably a bear. Again, I'm just going off photo. I wasn't there to see it,
And
and
I'll tell
I wasn't
you,
there to scale it out.
I'll tell you what,
It obviously
do the
doesn't
same
have
exact
mange.
thing. Yeah, I do the same exact thing because whenever I see a photo like that, I always have to rule out what known animal could it not be, right?
Well, you got to
So-
you have to put the pool of animals that it could be
Absolutely.
to then start.
And then once you can rule out certain animals, like I can say without a doubt that picture is either a bear, a Bigfoot, or a chimpanzee. Those are
And
the
it's
three
probably
things.
not a chimp. We're
It's
all in
probably
agreement
not a
that it's
chimp.
probably not a chimpanzee running around in
Right.
the mountains
So
of Pennsylvania.
So that leaves bear or a Bigfoot, and that in itself is, you know, kind of shocking.
That is shocking. That is a good photo. That is definitely a weird photo. All right, hey, I'm
I don't
kind of
like that you hold on. I don't like that you emailed me that because now I'm a little sketched out about going in the woods next time. Go ahead, Paul.
You don't
Go
go in
ahead,
the woods
Paul.
anyway. All right, Mike. I loved the show Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That is where I got all of my Bigfoot knowledge from, was that show, right?
boy.
And I understand
Oh,
how the show has to be. You have to have, it's got to be a show, right? You got to create some drama, and they got to make shit for TV. How much of that show, and well, I got a few questions, but do you know any of those folks, and how much of that show is real and how much is it dramatized for television?
Yeah, I actually used to be an investigator with them, with the BFRO. It's a big national organization. I know that the four of the people that are starred on the show, Matt, Bobo, Cliff, Renee, are all extremely into Bigfoot. They are 100% into it. They would never hoax anything. They wouldn't do anything like that. It's when you get the production companies that come in and they can pick and choose what they edited at the end of the first season of Finding Bigfoot. They thermal imaged a horse, and it was obviously a horse. Everybody knew it was a horse, but as it came out and aired on TV, they said it was like they edited it so it was an unknown creature. And that's how the show ended. And all four of them got together and said, if this is how the show is going to be, we're not doing this show. So they kind of set the standard that they're not going to hoax anything. And from there, it's kind of like, but you still, for me, that show is a little ridiculous because you have you hear a voice or a call, vocalization in the woods, and they play music over that. It's like, how is that? Like, come on, guys. Like,
no,
what are you doing?
You've either gotta, there's two ways to take it, right? You either do that, right? And you're going to get ratings and viewership and all of that. Or you got to take it hardcore, kind of scientific, which means showing the nothing though.
Yeah.
Which is got to be tough for viewers, right? Like nobody wants to see you not.
It's unfortunate. And I'm kind of stuck in the middle of that because I want to show people a good time in the woods and have it be fun for them to watch.
Yes.
But I'm also very scientific and going about doing this. See, the best way to find Bigfoot is to go sit in the woods in complete silence with no cameras, no phone, get a chair, sit there all night and just listen. That's the best way to look for Bigfoot. But that makes a really fucking boring show. I've come to find out. So
your YouTube views made you realize that that's boring and people don't want to watch that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Paul, why you gotta be so mean?
I mean, I'm agreeing with him. I know what he was saying.
Damn.
We're stuck in a hard place between, we want to show these people, like I said, a good time. So like with me, I'm never going to play music over things. I'm never going to end something like really suspenseful. Like that's just not how I operate. I edit everything myself. Everything's done and edit. Like I film everything, I edit everything, I produce everything. So I know everything on the show is absolutely true to what it is. And I think that's what sets apart my show from a lot of these other shows too. Right. I don't have a production company telling me what I can and can't put on YouTube. Right. I don't have anybody like I'm totally self-affiliated. I'm not affiliated with anybody else. So it's totally my game, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great to have the independence on that. I mean, to Paul's point, like Paul didn't have to be so mean, but yes, like it is tough. Like, so we deal with the fishing realm a lot, right? Well, a lot of fishing is sitting around fucking doing nothing, right? And you got to try to spice that up somehow. And then we got to this whole culture where it became like too much ridiculousness and blah, 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 blah. But it's tough.
I will say this on that show, though, is that they did talk about the calls. They talked about the knocks. They talked about the stuff that the Big Feet did and all that stuff. So it was educational from that aspect of the Bigfoot researchers of what they're looking for and asking for and and all that. So
Absolutely.
it was enlightening from that side. And you know, they did have, and I can't point out any specifics because I hadn't watched it in years, but when I was watching it, they did have some stuff that I was like, that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting
Sure.
evidence.
So Mike, you normally do the East Coast. What's it going to take for you to get to like the Northwest or Canada? Because I feel like you might have a lot better shot at getting more experiences there, right? Maybe.
I'm going to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret that I don't tell
here it is,
a lot
folks.
of people. All right. As a Bigfoot researcher, I don't fucking make a lot of money.
Holy shit. Hey, everybody, Bass and Brews, breaking fucking news.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that, Mike? Neither do 99% of the motherfuckers out here fishing.
Yeah, we don't make shit either. No, that's good though.
And we talking about from the YouTubers all the way up to the professional touring anglers. 99% of us ain't making no damn money either, buddy. So Bigfoot fishing's the same damn thing. It's a poor man's rich sport.
I've just decided if we ever talk to another one, I'm going to be like, "Are you a Bigfoot angler?" Because that means that you try a lot, but you're not going to catch them, right? Like you're trying a lot to get them, and you're not getting paid a lot to do it.
Oh shit.
Oh, so money's holding you
but yeah,
back.
so anyways,
Going to
I would
mother-
love to get up there. I've been invited up there.
Yeah.
My main source. So what I do is during the day, I go and I speak at libraries, and they pay me and it funds my way to go camp at state parks, national forests, whatever have you, at night, and I film my show at night, right? So I have this thing that I go and tour the country. I'm leaving for Florida in a couple weeks. Again, I was just in Florida, but we're doing Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, New Orleans. We're gonna be in, so it's gonna be awesome.
Are you doing North Carolina?
Oh yeah, I'll send you the schedule. Yeah,
Paul.
We're gonna be. We got Encounter Quest down there.
Hey, send me the schedule. I might come camp because I'm a camper.
I'll be there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about the library tour, not the camping tour, Paul.
But it do the same thing at the same time. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So
Alex, quit fucking putting words in his mouth.
But yes, I did 100 venues last year, which is crazy. But unfortunately, that was not enough money to send me out to the Pacific Northwest. But if you look at it's cool because if you look at like a map of Bigfoot sightings, of the United States, right? You have like the Pacific Northwest because of all the sightings up there, right? And then there's a cluster, in Florida because Florida.
I meant to say this earlier. That's the skunk ape too for everybody. Yeah. Florida doesn't say Bigfoot. Well, theirs is the skunk ape. Because Florida's got to be fucking different.
Hold on.
Maybe.
Time out. Is that the same animal, you think, Mike?
I think it's like a subspecies that live in the Everglades.
Like a cousin of them, right? So exactly. Do you think like the Yeti is just like a cousin of the Bigfoot?
See, we're spreading knowledge on this podcast right now.
Yeah. So you do think that like they're in the same genius, but not like, you know what I mean? They're cousins.
Genius. This motherfucker said genius.
Isn't that right?
Now we're getting technical.
Genus. It's genus.
Genus?
But don't even get that technical because this motherfucker doesn't know what a genus is, Mike.
Listen, I got a GED and I've been investigating this goddamn episode. So we're gonna
genius. This is the genius.
We're gonna cover this in a minute, but I have a bunch of fifth grade kids have a lot of questions for you. But one of them was if are they all the same? Like, are they all Bigfoots, or are they just kind of like cousins of each other?
Yeah, I think in the United States, I think like if you look at people, we kind of look different. We all live in different areas, but we're the same species, right? So I think that's kind of like Bigfoot as well. But
or would it be closer to chimpanzee, gorilla, orangutan?
I don't know if we could if say the United States, will take the United States for example, could support multiple of these types of creatures, right?
Well, no, I think what Paul's saying is like if
you're comparing them, like they're all apes.
Yeah.
They're all apes. So I'm saying, like, you take an orangutan, a chimp, and a gorilla. I don't know if they're all in the ape family. They might be, but I'm saying
like,
they're all closely related in some form or another. Where we don't have any of our old relatives, the Neanderthals aren't alive anymore. We don't have any of those. But if you look at the ape family, you've got a bunch that are somewhat similar but very different when it comes to their DNA.
So like the skunk ape, is that like the orangutan too, where the Bigfoot would be the gorilla?
Exactly. I think that would be a very good way to describe it to people. Absolutely. Yeah. But talking about Neanderthals, I think Bigfoot is most closely related. If you were to put him on like a scale, I think Bigfoot is most closely related to a human. I think that's where
so
we
you
come down
think
to.
maybe, all right, so with that statement, so do you think that's that? All right, so we have that jump, right? We have that jump from primate ape to human, right? But we've never figured out that missing link, like where. So do you think Bigfoot fits that missing link section in the evolutionary process?
So we had we're missing. It's called a Denisovin, and it's an ancient human that we have just a little fragment of the jawbone, and I think a little piece of the pinky bone. That, and from that we can draw out what this creature looks like, right? And it looks shockingly similar to what this witnesses say that a Bigfoot looks like.
Dude, I've done so much research for this episode. I know exactly what you're fucking talking about. I wasted so much company time on this episode. I cannot.
He's tried. This is the first time on this podcast. We've done like 150 something episodes. This is the one podcast that this some bitch could ever sound smart on, because he's just spent 2 weeks researching it.
I fucking can't wait. I know 2 weeks. Yep, 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he's a skeptic. Yeah.
No.
He's gonna be out in his backyard tonight doing tree knocks and house.
Yeah, tree knocks and calls. Yeah, and then I'm gonna get the report of it since I'm in New Jersey. I'm gonna be like, oh, someone just got
Yeah, they're gonna say, hey, we saw a juvenile. I think it was just born.
So
hey, Alex, do you have a hairy back?
No,
do you have a hairy back?
Nope, no hairy back.
So they're going to say there's a juvenile Sasquatch down here in this Jersey area, and it's got the mange.
Alopecia. It's got alopecia.
Got the mange.
It's not hairy anywhere but its toes and head. No, I think so what you mentioned, that could be the link, right? It could be that center link.
Very possible
for the evolution of it.
Why haven't we found bones of ancient humans and all bones of all these animals? And I'm sure this is not a question that hasn't been asked. Why have we not found some type of bone fragment or body, decomposed, buried body, whatever, of these animals? Why have we not run across any of that yet?
Sure. Do you guys hunt? Not too familiar.
Yep.
Okay. How many times have you come across a dead bear in the woods?
Well, I don't hunt. There's no bear. There's no bear where I hunt.
Oh, there's no bear by you. Okay.
So one, I don't hunt, but I have found 2 bear in New Jersey. Dead bears. Yes.
Really?
In the Pine Barrens.
That's impressive because there's not a lot of bears down there either.
Because they're all fucking getting killed.
Well, yeah.
No, they're not. Actually, that's the problem, but that's a whole nother subject.
But anyways, I ask hunters that all the time, and I'm sure your listeners are going to be like, and their minds get blown because, they've never come across dead bears out in the woods. It's one thing to come across a deer or something like that or whatever, but bears are just, especially in Sussex County, New Jersey, we actually have the highest density of black bear population east of the Mississippi. We got them crammed up here, right? And I could tell you the number of times I've been out hiking, 6 times that I've come across a bear in Sussex County, and I'm out all the time.
Is that through the Appalachian Trails where they have to shut the trail down during bear season on the AT? Is that
I don't think they can shut it down, but they definitely do have bear hunting along the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they just got done with that hunt, actually.
So, and I ask this as one. I was born and raised in South Carolina.
Hey, don't hit the
probably
mic,
don't have any.
shit.
We probably don't have any Bigfoot around where I'm at. But I have spent a lot of time in the woods hunting. I was also a wildland firefighter, so when we would do prescribed burns, when you burn through that forest on a prescribed burn, it takes away all the underbrush, and we find bones and shit of animals, but predominantly deer, coon, or shit like that. all the time. I know
Sure.
y'all don't have as much prescribed fire up there, but the Pine Barrens about every 20 years does get a pretty decent size fire that'll roll through there.
Well,
And
the
that
Pine Barrens prescribe burn every year.
Mm.
Every year they
So
prescribe
like,
burn.
I'm just curious. And one of the things that we've always heard through finding Bigfoot and shit like that is they bury their dead.
That's where I want to go with.
Are they burying them? Or are they taking them apart once they're dead and like just throwing their carcasses all around to not be found?
Yeah.
Are they that smart? Do
So
we
I
know what
think
they do?
when you bury your dead, you have a higher sense of cognition and understanding that I think Bigfoot actually has, right?
Okay.
I don't think they're that intelligent. I think when you talk about Bigfoot intelligence, I think they're smart enough to have a language to communicate with each other, but they're not smart enough to start a primitive fire or build like a primitive trap or something like that.
Okay.
Can they build structures?
Paul, that was in the 5th grade question section.
All right,
Sure.
skip that one. We'll skip that one. We'll come back.
We'll go back to it.
Yeah. So wait. So what he's saying? Do you think they bury their dead? Because again, a Bigfoot like femur, right? If we're talking,
that
8
bitch
to
is like
9
as
foot,
big as Alex.
It's huge,
That's no
right?
lie.
Like, no, that thing's huge. How come we aren't finding these big femur bone? Because a femur bone is going to last a long time through, getting weathered, all that other stuff. Like that's something we should be able to find.
So I got a question for both of you, and I'm curious. I like to ask this question because it's intriguing. How many Bigfoot do you think live in the United States?
0. The skeptic
you guys
answer
are at
for me
0?
is 0.
No,
you guys are at 0. Okay,
I'm at
if Bigfoot did exist, if you can like imagine that, I know that might be a little stretch of the imagination for you.
I would say if there are Bigfoot out there, they are a dying species. They're on the decline. I do not feel if they are out there, they are on the decline, and that there's probably a handful or a handful and a half out there. Let's just take the continental United
US,
States.
Yeah. Gotcha.
so I'm going to go the other way.
I would say that there's a handful or less if they are out there. And I feel like we will never find a dead one unless some hunter finally shoots one. That's the only way I think we find a dead one.
So I think there's probably, I do agree with him that I think it's like an endangered, declining species. I do think there's probably 4 to 5. If I had to give a number, 4 to 5,000 of them. Now, do I think they're on the East Coast? Not at all. Do I think they're hidden up in the Pacific Northwest, Canada, and Alaska? Yes. I think that's where they would push, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think because there's just so much more wild up there with no human interaction. And I think that if the species is real, that's where they would go to get away from us. Like they would want to be away from us as much as possible.
Yeah, I agree. I think 5,000 may be a little high.
It might be.
But I'm kind of sitting at about two grand.
Yeah.
And that's
just the North American ones, right? We're not talking about like the Yeti of the Himalayas.
No, just North America. Yeah. And I think that because the site, like you said, mostly out the Pacific Northwest and stuff. But I mean, just with the amount of Sussex County has 59 Bigfoot sightings in it, so there's got to be something behind it. I mean,
there's got to be. Yeah,
it has to be. So, and like you said, I don't know if Bigfoot's still in New Jersey right now. There have been recent sightings. I mean, my theory says that they would be still in the state. They're actually in the Sauerland Mountain region right now, moving down by the Pine Barrens. They'll be down there next year.
Okay. Hold on. You said that very matter of fact. So you think they're going to migrate down to me next year?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a common misconception. I don't think Bigfoot is migratory. Migratory means moving with the weather, which would mean a yearly pattern.
No, but
I
they're
think
like nomadic. They're moving with the
nomadic,
food.
yes,
Yeah.
moving with the food. I think
Yeah.
what's really interesting is if you take I think their diet mostly consists of a black bear's diet, right?
Okay.
And I say this because if you take a Bigfoot sightings map, overlay it with the bear population map, it's very similar, right? So I think they would eat the same things. Just makes sense. Two predators probably
Yep.
eat the same things, big things. So that's berries, bushes, ferns, grasses, shrubs, right? So what's really cool is
Fish.
you take fish, sometimes fish, yeah.
Yep. When they can.
If you take a berry bush and you strip it completely, right? So there's no berry bushes, you break it at the end. It takes 3 years for that berry bush to grow berries again. So this is why I think in New Jersey, you have a nomadic cycle. Every 3rd year, sightings increase by 80% wherever in the state you're at. So that's why I think, matter of factly, your sightings in South Jersey are going to increase 80% next year.
Hold on, Paul. So I have a regional argument on this one, though. All right, so Mike.
Sure.
So you're saying they're omnivores, right? They're eating meat and plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't they put a fucking dent in the deer population then? Because the New Jersey deer population is insane, right? It's
but
quadrupling
they're not eating
every
that
year.
many. I mean, they're not eating that many. The hunters can't even knock the population down.
No, it's because we don't hunt here. It's a whole like political thing that we don't talk about. So it's a weird thing, right? Like we have too many deer, specifically in South Jersey, right? Like it's a lot. So why wouldn't they put a sizable dent? Unless I guess it's the clan, or not the clan, the tribe
family
size doesn't
they're
do as
probably
much,
not killing live deer. The deer that they're probably eating are hurt or something like that. He just said that they didn't have the capacity to make traps and shit like that. So
yeah, but Mike, do you
if they're
think they
eating
hunt
the meats,
animals?
they're probably getting stuff that's dead or dying. I would assume that they're not out there fucking with spears and knives and
but
shit
you still
chasing
hunt
deer
without
down.
all of that, right? But
I mean,
Are
you
they
could definitely hunt
hunters?
in packs. Yeah, you could hunt in packs and chase down a deer and set up a blind, no problem. I think that's not above their comprehension level. But do I think they do it often? No. You don't need to. It's that simple. Down the Pine Barrens, you have so many editable fauna that you could just, I mean, eat for days and days and days. Now, where I thought you were going with that question is why don't they put a dent in the bear food? Because they're eating so much bear stuff. Why, you know, I think they could coexist as well. But let's take a perfect example of your question. Ancient humans, or back in the day, before we settled down into cities and stuff, when we were hunters and gatherers, right? We mostly gathered. We didn't hunt too often because the caloric intake, or the output that it takes to hunt down and chase down a deer. Bigfoot would have to chase down a deer. That's not, we know how fast deer can go. I mean, that has to be a sight for sore eyes to see that. That's going to take way more calories than it is to feed your family of Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's a fucking great point.
And then they can't preserve it, so they can only eat the meat for a few days unless they do eat rotting flesh, which I would assume that they're probably not eating.
Only if they're EMTs.
Why do we see the large population of Bigfoot around these areas that are heavily populated, where they could go up into Maine and upper New York? They can migrate into those areas where there's not as many people. Why are they centered around an area where there's so many other people that are potential threats to them?
You take piss breaks at extremely perfect timing, because we just kind of went over.
Hey, I am here to ask the questions that I won't answer.
No.
But anyway,
Paul,
if y'all have already covered
that,
that's okay. Then that's fine. You don't have to
but
rehash that. Alex will give me a recap tomorrow.
Yeah, but I will say that does kind of make sense, right? Like, I mean, they're not gonna move. I mean, like we talked about. Paul doesn't know. All right, so I've got some questions from some fifth graders.
Is this like, are you smarter than a fifth grader type thing?
No, it's just this is
No,
what
because Alex would fail that some bitch in a heartbeat. He wouldn't even have to ask
I
questions.
would,
He'd
yeah,
fail it.
I would. So I asked, like I said, it's not just a Bass and Brews thing. My family is stoked for this fucking episode. So we've got some questions, and most of these are actually from fifth graders. So one wants to, Jesus, I don't even know how to do some of these. All right. So my oldest, she wants to know, how big are Bigfoot's poops?
Oh, how big are Bigfoot's poops? Great.
Yeah.
So, and I shit you not, there is a in Georgia. There's a Bigfoot museum, and their Expedition Bigfoot, and they have displayed it's not the original poop, but it's like I guess a replica poop.
Sure.
And the thing's like 16 inches long. And it's
Like
just
a turd
like,
or a patty?
I mean, like a turd, like this. I mean, think of a human, except,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking.
Hey, that's pretty
Talking-
impressive, but my son stops up the toilet every time he takes a shit, so I know good and damn well that humans can.
He might
And
be a big
I had a buddy, Andy Hossey, firefighter of mine. There's not a hotel we stayed at that he didn't stop the toilet
but
up
it's not
at
16
least
foot.
every night. He didn't say feet, 16 inches.
He said, wait, Mike, what did you say? 16 foot?
Turd.
Inch.
16 inches.
Oh, shit. I thought you
If
said
it was a
foot.
16-foot turd, bitch, the fucking anacondas in Florida don't
So-
get that big.
So I'll tell you a story real quick. So there was this summer I was up in Maine, and I interviewed a gentleman who swear to God that he saw a 20-foot tall Bigfoot with 96-inch footprints. Now this guy, I mean, you make up your own opinion of whatever you think it is. I don't know, but I could just imagine as big as shits that thing must take. That thing must take 16-foot shits.
Yeah.
But if they're eating a bunch of plants and berries, they don't lay turds. They're laying patties.
This is true too. This is very true too. As
I
well.
mean, you have logs from
Because of
protein.
the protein.
If you're eating a
Yeah.
lot of stuff with a lot of vegetation and fruits in it, you're having
diarrhea
let's
and everywhere.
take fox shit. Take bear shit. Let's just use bear shit. Black bears, 99% of their diet is fruits or berries, ain't no fruit, but you know what I'm saying.
we know
And
what you're saying.
it's
Finish
wet
the
patties,
sentence.
you
Come
know,
on.
when you pick it up and you want to play with it, it's like making a snowball, but at a dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
And so when
Wait,
you
what?
throw it at your friends, you want it to splatter.
Oh, all right. On that one.
So I mean, you know, when it comes to the dookie side of it, it's
All right.
it's interesting because I would assume that their poops. I would have thought if I saw a Bigfoot poop, it would just be like a really, really big bear shit.
yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
I would
All right,
agree. I would agree.
Well,
Fifth
okay,
graders.
so
Hold on. Fifth graders want to know, do they have, as a two-part question, depending on your answer, do they have claws or nails?
Oh, that's another good question.
Mhm.
I think they have nails. That would be indicated because of their footprints, the footprints that we found, and if they never have nails in them. If they have nails, that actually is an indicator that it's a
It's,
black bear. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
do they
it-
chew their nails like nasty human beings?
That's literally the next question from the fifth graders.
Hey,
They
I have
wanna
asked-
know if they
I
chew
like
their
it. That's where
toenails.
your level is.
yeah, exactly. I have asked the questions that the fifth graders have asked.
Yeah. I mean, if they got a hangnail, I'm sure they would try to
Gnaw
get
that bitch off.
Gnaw it
Ugh.
off. Yeah.
All right. So the last of the fifth grader questions is, and we're going to transition something a little different, but all right, I'm almost embarrassed to say this one, right? So again, this is my 10-year-old, my fifth grader said, well, if this is maybe a big ape. And I said, yeah. She goes, well, baboons are big apes. And I said, yeah, kind of. They're not apes, they're monkeys, but okay. She goes, does it have a shaved butt or is it a hairy butt? And I said, well, I don't know if that's what we're going to ask this guy. And she goes, Well, I think it's important because you could find Bigfoot hair in the poop.
If they have hairy asses.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, never been asked that one before. Just shooting first on the podcast here. Jeez. Yeah. Well, let's see. I think of all the witness statements that I have taken that have had Bigfoot's butt, they've all been hairy.
Okay. They got
Fun
hairy balls
fact
too,
for
then.
you. If anybody's interested in the gluteus maximus, the buttocks of Bigfoot, Dr. Jeff Meldrum has a intense wealth of knowledge on the buttocks of
just the butt.
Oh, so he
has like a whole
ass man.
hour-long presentation.
Wow.
On that.
Just the butt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking impressive right there. I bet he would know how they like to have sex. Hey, Alex didn't ask this before we get into the next question. Alex didn't ask this. And he said he was going to ask it, and I want you to answer this because you and I, Mike, have a love of camping, and so we're going to get it anyway. My question is this: Do they build forts or shelters?
Oh yeah.
I think primitively they do. We've seen like in my area, my old area up here in Sussex County, I've seen structures that are like interwoven trees that are really interesting. We couldn't do it with 5 people,
but you could do it with 2 crackheads.
I don't know. This is weird, and it kept changing. We would go back and it would change,
Really?
but so that was weird. People report a lot of times Bigfoot making blinds, like hunting blinds with dead sticks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that could be a lot of them. I think that may be related to like, I know this is against the leave no trace, but like people building shelters in the woods just to practice, right?
I was going to go to that. I got into camping, so I started on YouTube watching camping videos, and these folks are going out into the wilderness. You know, they're going out into the backcountry in Canada and all these places in the wilderness, and they're building these survival shelters to make their YouTube video. Some of them tear them down. Some of them might, but they should. Yeah. But then, you don't see them tear them down, and you figure that people are leaving those there, or they're building them as hunting blinds. And that's why I wanted to know if there was a difference in the shelters you see out there and go like, oh yeah, that's a hunter, or that was somebody out here camping. Obviously, if they were camping, probably there's a campfire pit there. There's some things. Sure. And now you kind of answered this in your question or in your answer talking about this, because you said there were these areas of woven trees that grown men couldn't have done. So when you see a shelter or lean-to or something, you're saying that you can tell right away if it was probably human built versus something that goes, I don't know if a human could have done that.
The way I look at stuff like that is like, is this outside of human range or not? Could a human have made this? And if a human could make it, I automatically throw that out as any sort of evidence of Bigfoot whatsoever, because it's not evidence of Bigfoot. It could be human made. But when you have structures that are trees that are placed together and trees that are, I found a tree that was literally uprooted. The roots were in the air and it was jammed into the ground. Like that's outside of human range. That was in Sparta, in my hometown in New Jersey.
That's crazy.
We are Sparta.
Yeah, that's it.
Just some really hardcore Sparta crackheads.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
No, but it's crazy, and it's crazy. So, and even with that rock throw that happened to me in Florida, like if it was just like that if it was just fist-sized rocks, I'd say okay, that's not outside of human range. But that laptop-sized boulder, that couldn't have been a person. So that's what kind of sealed the deal for me, and what seals the deal when I go out and look at. Some people say like Bigfoot break trees and have like tree breaks as like indicator markers maybe of something. And I say, I've seen tree breaks that are like trees are twisted and almost broken in half, and that are obviously not snow load. Like how, like some trees are just, it's crazy.
Wait, you've seen like a full tree twisted?
I wouldn't say like a big tree, but like I'd see like 6-inch diameter trees broken in half, twisted upside down. Yeah, absolutely.
I got a story that made me question my skepticism of Bigfoot, and this happened back in October of this year down in South Carolina. I was camping at a pond with my son that I camped at growing up, and it's pretty secluded. There's some houses and stuff around there, some roads, but in the end, it's pretty secluded. Excuse me, hold on. And it's on a pond.
Fucking guy.
And the second night, we're there. It's just my son and I, and I'm in my hammock, and I roll over to get comfy to fall back asleep, and I hear a kadoosh. I hear what it sounds like somebody picking up a rock and throwing it in the water. That's what it sounded like.
Oh,
And I perked up and I was like,
yeah.
fuck. And so I've we're secluded. I've got my gun with me. So I get up, put my glasses on, and luckily we got a full moon. And so I'm looking at the bank of where this noise came from to see if I see maybe somebody's fucking with us, or maybe somebody's out there farting around. I don't know. I don't see anything. So after about 20 minutes, I lay back down in my hammock, and like 15 minutes later, again, kadoosh, sounds like somebody picked up a big rock and threw it in the water. But this time it was more out in the middle of the water. It's nighttime. I'm not really scared, but I'm thinking, God damn, what? That's a fucking Bigfoot throwing rocks, because that's what Bigfoots do, is throw rocks. But then on the logical side of it, this pond has carp in it, and grass carp will fucking launch their ass out of the water and fall back in the water and kadoosh. And that's what it was. But I ain't going to lie. When I heard those motherfuckers, it got my heart rate up. And the first thing that came to my mind wasn't a carp. Like, it was the second kaboosh where I said, that's a carp because of where it happened. But the first one that happened, like, for the next 30, 45 minutes, I'm like, what if it is a fucking Bigfoot, man? So I went and got the big gun out the truck just in case it was that or some, idiot redneck out there fucking around. But it did make me think. It did make, I could tell, but I took it, again, first thing that popped in my head was that, but from a logical side, I started going through the logics of what I heard, and I wasn't seeing anything. And if there was a fucking 8-foot tall Bigfoot standing on the bank of that pond with the full moon, I could have seen its silhouette. And if I would have seen its silhouette, I would have laid that motherfucker out with my gun. He would have been, we'd have been eating that bitch for breakfast. And then I would have called the news channels and become famous and been able to meet Mike in person.
All right, Mike. I know you've talked about another podcast, how this brought you kind of to fishing. So you've done a little bit of bass fishing, right?
Yeah. I'm not coordinated enough to do fly fishing.
That's fine.
So
bass
fly fishing is stupid.
Have you ever listened to bass fishing on like YouTube? Have you ever watched a bass?
Not really, no.
All right.
Yes,
so,
this is somebody that might be able to answer this question.
Yeah, this is going to be great. So we learned many months ago that bass fishing videos sound kind of suspect, and sometimes they sound like...
Is that what I think it is?
Oh, it's a bass!
Or is it?
Ass.
Yeah, so we're going to play a game. God, Mike's been such a good guest, and
just
I feel
get
bad
fucking
for
to it, man. Why are you so wordy tonight? I mean, this is the second time
you
said so many sentences, and none of them have said a word.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna play you a clip, and it's somebody catching a bass or somebody getting some ass.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't believe I got this. I can't believe I got this. Oh. I gotta breathe for a minute. Holy shit. Oh shit. Holy shit.
Gotta go with bass on that one.
Yeah.
We gotta shorten it up. We gotta shorten it up, Alex.
I think
we gotta take out the geese, and we gotta shorten it up.
You could hear the geese in the background, so that gives it away
but
a little
before
bit.
the geese, it did sound like a headboard hitting the wall.
Mama Fish Mama Chris, thanks for putting one of the dirtiest ones. Paul, you got one?
I mean, we're gonna play this one here, and
it don't work.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, it's not work. Oh, hold on.
We can't
Nope.
hear it.
Nope. Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
No, it's Paul's.
There we go. We gotta fix that one too. This game sucks.
Paul
That
ruined
sounds-
it. Anyways, it sounds dirty though, right?
It does. It does.
We gotta
So
take
we-
out the fish, and we gotta take
We
out the
learned.
we gotta
from
make
a,
these better.
Yeah, we will. We learned from a prior guest, Wyatt, that YouTube fishing videos, if you play them, some of them, without any video, they sound dirty as fuck. So
Huh.
I gotta breathe.
yeah, it's
Huh.
gross.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I guess I could say some things that out of context may sound a little sus when I'm
Let's hear
fishing
it.
as well.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
God,
hear
I
it.
don't know. Like, I got one. That's always a good one because that's what I was saying when or there it is. That's
There
that's
it
my
is.
go-to.
There
There it is. That's my go-to. Yeah. It's like I know what I'm doing. Like I'm with
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
and it's like it's like, oh, I found him. Found him now.
I
I
found him.
got him.
Got him.
I'm in.
Got him.
I'm
I'm
in.
in. I'm in.
Hey-oh.
Yes. Yeah. I don't catch a lot of fish when I go fishing though, unfortunately. I'm not
That's
that-
all right.
I'm not
Neither
that-
do
I'm not
we.
that good.
That's why we.
Don't
Don't do a
put me in
fishing
that boat,
podcast.
Alex. Don't
All
put
right.
me in. Alex,
We
how'd
are
your
gonna-
fishing trip go last weekend?
It went wonderful. I didn't catch any bass, but what I did do is I sat into a mess of crappie and had
And
the
didn't
best
keep a
fucking.
single one of them.
I didn't keep a single one, but I had the best afternoon ever. In like 45 minutes, I caught 10 crappie. It was fucking amazing. It was awesome.
What'd you
Like,
catch
it was
them
good.
on?
I caught them on. It's on YouTube. No, anyways, no, I caught them on. Ramona Outdoors sent me a bunch of mule jigs and mule minnows. It was actually running those about like halfway through. So what was really funny is I tried fishing like traditional bass stuff, right? And I got to throw a jig in, and I'm like, why is my jig on top of the water? That's fucking weird. And it's the portion of the canal of the river I hit was still frozen. Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? Why is that jig on top? And I was like, I haven't been drinking. Honestly, it fucked me up in my head because it didn't look like ice. Like it looked like open water. And I cast that bitch in, no splash, just like sat on top. And I was like, what the fuck? But anyways, no, I found a spot full of crappie. It was amazing. Paul, did you fish? Yeah, no, you fucking didn't because you don't fish anymore.
I do fish. I do.
Did you fish last week?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
did not.
Shut the fuck up.
I did not.
Anyways,
But I can't wait to go camping with Mike because Mike, I love some fucking
Oh.
camping.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get poison ivy together. It's gonna be wonderful.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna go look for Bigfoot.
yeah, in North
And we're
Carolina.
gonna film it. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
be Renee, and you're gonna be Bobo.
Bobo. You're putting me as Bobo?
Bo, they were my two favorite. They worked the best together. I
Out of
love
all of
those
them, I
two.
get Cliff. I get Cliff all the time.
Cliff, as the non-skeptical one, Cliff is by far the best non-skeptical one. But man, Bobo
Yeah.
was just fun. Look, back in the day when that show first started coming out, I was on Twitter a lot. I had conversations with Bobo on Twitter. It was wonderful. I felt that was like the first star that I ever had a conversation with on Twitter was Bobo.
If
He
if
talked
you're
to
not
everybody.
familiar, if you're not familiar with their podcast, Beyond, was it Bigfoot and Beyond with Cliff and Bobo?
Okay.
They have
Oh,
their own
do they?
podcast, and it's
Oh, shit.
phenomenal. Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna have to listen to that. I did. Yeah,
No,
Cliff was good. I love Bobo. I like Renee. They were my two favorite. And then Matt, Matt was the quintessential
That's,
Bigfoot hunter.
That's Matt. Yeah.
Yep, the quintessential
right.
Bigfoot
Yeah.
believer. I mean, no, I didn't say that in a bad way. Look,
No,
I'll tell you
no.
what. Again, as a skeptic, that's fine. I want to see one. If they're the fuck out there, I want
Yeah.
somebody to get some true
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see a Bigfoot, catch it, kill it, whatever. I don't give a shit. If they're out there, I'd love to see one. With a grain of salt, we do find new species all the time. Now, granted, they're frogs and lizards and insects and small animals like this, a lot of fish. But I, dude, if I saw one, or if somebody, if we had what I would say concrete evidence, which for me comes down to living or dead, a body, a specimen, I'd love to see it. I would 100% be like, I was wrong. I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be great. Now, the government, on the other hand, would probably be all kinds of fucked up, because can you imagine what they'd have to start doing to places for natural resources if we found a fucking 8-foot bipedal animal out there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. But
it's going to be an endangered species. They're going to have to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's going to shut down all the logging. It's going to be crazy if they ever recognize it.
We've had a ton of fun, Paul.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck
Alex.
you too. I fucking hate you. Hey,
I hate
Mike.
you. I've never told you
wanna...
this before, but I do.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
don't
Mike,
come at me in text messages like that again either. I'm gonna have your ass.
Oh, fuck that. Paul was being a little sassy bitch about tonight, and then I told him, like, settle the fuck down. But anyway,
I told him, I said, hey, I got a sinus head cold bullshit going on. I said, I'm gonna make it. I told him all this stuff that was happening, but I'm gonna make it. And he goes, oh, no problem, big guy. I got this. I can do it on my own. I'm like, bitch, did you read the text?
I didn't.
He didn't. He saw I got
He's
sinus.
being a baby. Yeah,
and this is why, because anytime
this guy's still backing me up.
Because anytime Alex is sick, he turns into a little bitch. When he's sick, he can't come on the show. He can't show up. But here I am, drugged up on pseudoephedrine and White Claw Surge, and I'm here having the time of my life. And I found a new camping buddy. And it's not going to be campfires and s'mores and wieners. It's going to be campfires, s'mores, wieners, and Bigfoot.
Shit. It's going to be the big thing. All right,
it's going to be bright leaf red hots and big feet.
We're about ready to hit to the only, the only scripted part of this show. This is the part. The Brewskis, they are a fickle bunch, but they will always support you. But when we get to the next round of this, that might not happen. So, Mike,
this is where the Bass and Brews memes are made.
Yes.
Your weekly distraction from quality podcast content.
So this is your shot at your chance to kind of shoot out.
Oh boy! He's like, what? After an hour and 40 minutes, he's like, oh my God, what the hell's? Is there anything left?
How can there be more?
Mike,
well, there's more.
Mike, we're like Ron Jeremy. There's always more.
All right, Mike. Shout out whoever you'd like to now, friends, family, sponsors, whatever you'd like to before we get into this round.
Yeah, I got to shout out my my manager, Jill. She controls every aspect of my life. So shout out to her. She's awesome.
Is that the tech support behind the camera right now?
She's waiting to go out with me. Yeah, we're solid. We're gonna go out look for Bigfoot tonight.
Oh shit, nice.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all back in Jersey?
Yeah, we're in Jersey for a short amount of time.
And real quick, sorry I'm interrupting this, but when you were in Florida, were you Bigfoot researching in Florida, or were you just out hanging out this past week?
I was actually down there for my Jimmy actually is the founder of Florida Bushcraft, which is a huge group down there, and he invited me down there to go out squatching with the group. So we were down there for that.
Well, I'm all for some damn bushcrafting. Hell yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to start camping and Bigfooting.
All right, Mike,
White Claw
anybody
Surge?
else?
Oh no, that's I don't have any sponsors. Like I said, I do it all myself. So we're good with that.
All right. Well,
my
unfortunately,
mechanic. I got to shout out Corey, my mechanic, and Rich, my mechanic, because they keep my car in tip-top shape. Did 36,000 miles last year and didn't break down once.
Holy
damn
shit.
it, boy! That's some miles there, Hoss.
Some miles.
Yeah. What do you drive?
Subaru Outback, completely customized Bigfoot mobile command center one. It's got graphics
Subaru.
all over the sizes.
Subaru.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
Holy shit! Do you have a video of a walk around? You know how kayak anglers will make a walk around of their kayak?
Yeah,
do you have a walk around of?
Go on my YouTube channel. Yeah, BMCC1.
Oh,
Bigfoot
hey,
Mobile
that's
Command
another
Center
thing
1.
we should promote.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
YouTube channel,
Damn.
Mike?
This Mike wasn't even gonna shout out his own fucking
He wasn't
YouTube channel.
going to. He got lost in it. Go ahead, Mike. Shout out that YouTube.
channel is In the Shadow of Big Red Eye is the name of my show. Sussex County Bigfoot is the YouTube channel. But you can find everything on my website, which is shadowofredeye.com. Just everything
There
on
you
there.
go.
And then Instagram too is Shadow of Red Eye. That's Jill's baby over there. So go ahead and like and subscribe.
Wait, so I've been talking to Jill?
No, well, yeah, you're not in my DMs. She texts me. She's like, "Is 7:30 okay with you guys?"
Oh, he's fancy as fuck.
But I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
As of right now, we are at when this airs, we're going to be over this, but we should have a little party because we are at 2,999 subscribers on our YouTube channel right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
So if little 3,000 party going on, right? Which is awesome. But go if you guys could just subscribe. It doesn't take anything to subscribe, but I'm like really close to making money, people. So it would just like mean a lot of money.
Help a brother out.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, do you ever dive into some of your camping in your YouTube channel in addition to your Bigfoot stuff?
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna have to watch some of my shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, I subscribed. I subscribed, but I have not watched them. I subscribed.
Yeah, no, it's.
Look, I don't do
like
research, Mike. I don't do research before this thing.
Guy.
I have
They
a business.
subscribe,
I don't
they
do no
never watch.
research. Alex tells me who's going to be on, or I tell him who's going to be on, and then I like the gift of surprises. And I don't want to do research because I want to come on here and be uneducated and get educated.
It's been such a good episode.
And that's how I find out.
Due to the research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex
You know
does
what's more
research.
important though?
It's time.
Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes one.
All right.
It's too long and it's not a shotgun.
I like it. Well, no, we're gonna work on it, but
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, we're working on it. All right, Mike.
Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Oh my God. Anyway,
I didn't get HIV from Jenny.
I fucking
but she got it from a boy
Mike, you
doing
do
shooting
a fishing
needles.
podcast instead of this asshole. Anyways, here's how it's gonna work. Rapid fire set of questions. We don't need your explanation unless we ask for it. It's just gonna be off the cuff. We want to know your answer.
Hey, Alex, did you change up the questions that we said we were going to change
no,
up?
I'm gonna try to figure it out.
All right, some of these questions ain't going to make no fucking sense, Mike. Just guess.
No, we'll make it out. You ready? hey, Mike. When you're on your way to Bigfoot hunt, is it hype music
bitch.
or slow jams?
Slow jams all the way. If I
What is it?
No, yeah, it's slow jams.
Yeah.
You got to get.
I want to know what that means for you. What does that mean for
Spirit
you?
of Bigfooting.
No,
like
Alex, let the motherfucking man talk. Jesus,
what do
he's
you
trying
mean,
to
though?
answer it. What are you
like-
listening to?
Yeah.
I like country music. I like kind of like old school country music.
Okay.
But that's not to say sometimes like when I'm going to a library presentation, you get me like some Red Bull and AC/DC and I am ready to go. You know?
Dude's like, fuck these free librarians.
Hey, would Brooks and Dunn ever be hype music in your opinion?
You get the right Brooks and Dunn song, maybe.
Oh my God, you're worse than fucking Tyler Ward.
Canceled.
There's no Brooks and Dunn that's hype music. That's love making music.
You are again, you're on the way to the hunt, right? Is it flip flops or Crocs?
Crocs.
My man. Is it Crocs or Hey Dudes?
Crocs.
Oh, he's holding steady. I love it. I mean, you're wrong. Hey Dudes are a better shoe. Hey Dude, support us. That'd be great with the sponsorship. I'd love to
some Astroglide would make your Crocs slide on way easier. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
There it is.
No. Nope.
My man, see,
yeah.
yes, I
He's
know
from the
no true
Northeast.
Bigfooter is going to put fucking fruit that ain't even native to America on American pizza. I don't care what
American
Italians
pizza.
say. Pizza was made in America
All right. Well, speaking
because
of
they
eating,
would have never
Mike-
had tomato sauce if it wasn't for the Americas.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Mike. Speaking of eating, have you ever eaten beaver?
No, have not.
No.
What? Oh man, we got to get you some beaver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm very picky.
Okay.
Mm.
Wait.
Beaver's good eating.
Are you picky on like you won't eat beaver, but you'll eat squirrel, or?
I've had gator before. That's probably the most
Okay.
eccentric thing that I've gotten to eat. Yeah.
Hey, when you go down to Florida, I guarantee you there's some Florida boys out there trapping beaver. They'll get you some good beaver to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Beaver. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never had
Tastes
it,
like
no.
pulled pork. Well, it's pulled pork, but a little bit tougher, and
A
the
lot
taste
tougher.
is a little
So-
bit. Anyway,
So it's like pulled
delicious.
pork, but not pulled pork.
It's pulled
It's
beaver.
It's pulled beaver.
Gonna pull some beaver tonight, bitches. Hell,
No. Paul, we got any more before the last one?
wacky. I got the rest of
Oh,
them,
you
Alex,
might know
because
this one.
hey, I don't plan for these podcasts. We've been asking these questions for 160 something episodes,
but
and this
Paul wanted
dumbass
to
still
change 'em up.
cannot remember the questions.
No, he
Wacky.
wanted to
All right,
change
this
up.
is a fishing centric question.
Yes.
Wacky rig or Texas rig?
Texas.
Oh, man,
Oh,
shit! This
okay.
man fishes. He fucking knew the answer right off the top of the bat. Yes,
I mean, it's a
I
wrong
love it.
answer, but that's fine.
Hey, in a 3-hour session, do you want to catch 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
5'2".
What the?
he's on
I'm not-
YouTube. He knows what's up.
I'm not. Yeah. It's quantity over quality when it comes
man.
to some things.
Hell yeah,
If-
dude.
If you had an option between Bigfoot smacking you open-handed in the face or giving you a hug, which one are you choosing?
I'm a lover, not a fighter, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug the shit out of Bigfoot if I ever
This
seen
guy.
one.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, have you ever eaten largemouth bass?
I have. Yes.
It's delicious, isn't it?
It's not bad. I'm not a seafood person. I gotta admit, I'm not a seafood person.
Well, it's,
so
well, it's
that
not
wasn't-
from
it's
the
not
sea.
seafood though.
Well, it's the same. It's the same kind of thing. You gotta
Is
wrap your
it?
mind around
Is
it. It's,
it?
No,
it is.
no.
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 Hey, Alex, we got to stop. He did not try to change our vernacular in the Bigfoot hunting game. So we're not going to change his
All right,
because of
all right.
seafood.
True,
This-
true.
He
True,
was
true.
nice to us and didn't tell us
You're
we were
right.
fucking
You're right. You're
idiots
right.
about how we talked about Bigfoot shit.
You're right. All right.
This is the last one. This is the
This
best
is it.
question. This is the one you're going to get picked on about if you fuck it up, Mike.
It really is. And
Oh,
Paul, ready
alright.
for the remix on this one, Paul?
Mhm.
Every great outdoorsman loves a sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Top 3 sandwich proteins.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we already said I'm picky.
Like you're going out there on the
Shut
Bigfoot
up,
hunt.
Alex, and let the man answer the goddamn question. You don't have to elaborate. He knows what a protein is. He's a Bigfoot researcher.
Meatball, cheesesteak, chicken.
What?
Damn,
Meatball,
yes,
cheesesteak,
and chicken.
chicken. Okay.
I can get down with that. Look, Sheets has a fucking amazing meatball sub. Look,
I've
don't
got
eat the
some
bread.
Sheets
Get
does
the
do. Sheets-
get the
Sheets does
Sheets
do, yeah.
meatball sub.
Yeah.
Don't eat the bread. Just use it as like a boat to eat your meatballs out of. Golly, their meatballs
Wait.
are
I
fucking
want to
good.
go back to the chicken. You're talking about just like chicken, like shredded
You
chicken.
can put any kind of chicken you want. That's the thing. You could cook anything on a skillet over a campfire. Cook meatballs. You can cook cheesesteak. Cheesesteak is one of my go-to things to cook while I'm out squatching.
I ain't
We-
taking no fucking
for sure.
chicken camping because I do not
You're not
want to be
taking-
oops and pooping my
No.
brains
Yeah, you
out
gotta
eating
worry
some
about
of the
the-
fucking
True.
chicken.
Yeah.
True.
I mean,
You
I
gotta
will
eat that
take a
the first
chance
day.
on beef, but chicken camping is a no-go. Now, eggs,
What about
we taking
pork?
a dozen eggs.
What about pork? Paul?
Eggs for sure.
Are you running a chance on pork?
Not, well, bacon, but it's cured.
You
So
gotta
No, I
we
take
mean
have a-
like
bacon.
like a pork
Sausage.
sandwich, like a pork sandwich, a little pink. Are you running that one or no?
Well, you should cook your pork to 145 degrees, which is going to
Yeah,
have pink
nobody's
in
got
it.
a temperature, but it is pink. You're right.
No, I'm not. The only pork I'm taking out sausage and bacon. I'm not taking out any. I mean, look, we're camping. We ain't trying to do all that shit. We're taking out. That's
You don't
hot
make pork
dogs.
chops camping?
Fuck no, I don't pay pork chops.
Oh, dude, I always
as you
take
just
out
said.
pork chops, scallops.
Yeah, you're camping in
a
your
good
fucking backyard.
risotto.
You're in your
I don't
backyard.
Camp. I don't camp, bitches.
Yeah,
Alex
Alex is upset because he can't find a child's sleeping bag that'll fit him.
Mike, thank you so much for coming on. Hang out for a minute. Hey,
Yeah, don't leave.
Got it.
Yeah, don't leave. Hey, Brewskis, it was awesome. Hey, guess what? I'm now coining 2024. Not as that, but as the year of hashtag forever
You completely fucked
fucking
this up.
feral.